Welcome back, everybody. I think that is about all the sleep we can afford. While we're here, I noticed that we have some eggs in the chicken coop. I figure we might as well collect the eggs. This is our chicken coop. Lots of eggs. Crouch down. Can we get those in the back? Uh-oh. Now that's a problem. Can't quite get all the eggs in the chicken coop. I'm not sure what we're going to do with these eggs. I don't think I've ever done anything with chickens before in the game, but we'll figure it out. Alright, we got some eggs. Let's get back to the real farming. I'm not trying to run over chickens, but you know what? They're dumb enough to not get out of the way of a really loud tractor. Let's get back on the road. Like I said, we are planting corn in one of those fields over there. Then we will cultivate and seed wheat. No, barley. Barley, Daniel. Barley. You said it about 5 times now. Actually, I think it's a better idea since we can afford to plant corn a little bit later. Actually, you know what? I know that's what the seasons mod says, but that's not true to life. It might be true in this climate for all I know, but it doesn't feel real to me. To me, you plant corn as early as possible, as soon as the ground thaws. But, well, you also wait for the soil temperature to be above 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which is not now, so I guess that's realistic enough. We will go plant wheat first, because that is what our climate is. I'm not trying to drive. I shouldn't have driven on the field. Let's go get that done. Racing the rain. Trying to beat the rain. Get up there. Let's get this cultivated so we can plant. And that should be good. Alright, we'll do our first pass right along here. We'll look at GPS a little later. And here we go. Look at that beautiful sunrise. Not a cloud in the sky. Who knows? Maybe it won't rain today. Maybe we'll get lucky. Seen the forecast change already once before. Maybe, just maybe, can a boy dare to dream? This is a really crazy, oh, how? I guess we'll start there. I guess that's good. I'm not sure how is the best way to do this field. It kind of seems like the longest of the long rows. Fortunately, I'm not sure if we'll really be able to use GPS in this one or not. I think if I keep the tire right about there, that should be pretty good. Yeah. Certainly does not look like rain. You never know. Know what they say about the weather in Bout Du Monde. You don't like it? Just wait a minute. Pretty sure they've said that about the weather in every state that I've lived in, which, being a sailor in the Navy, was a lot of different states. Fritz. You can do it. Yeah, this cultivator is just a little bit too big for Fritz. May have bitten off more than Fritz can chew. But it's only on those steeper hills. The rest of it's pretty good. I think the 4-meter width is a nice trade-off for going slow sometimes. At least on the fields we've done so far. It could be a lot worse though. Let's do a pass around the outside here, so we see what the edge of the field looks like. Alright, lower, and we'll go. So it looks pretty straight. Maybe we should have started on this end. I think planting, that's what we'll do. We'll start on this end, it's a lot straighter. We'll be able to use GPS to get nice and straight rows. I think that's the better plan. Alright, let's not swing and hit the fence. And turn in, lower, and go. And watch Fritz struggle up the hill. You can do it. Come on, old boy. Look at that. What a champ. One thing I am not sure of is how exactly am I going to plant the end rows, because this field is, it's almost an oval, it's almost a circle. Like, where are the end rows? I could plant end rows all the way around the field. That wouldn't really serve the purpose. I guess on a semicircle kind of on the north end, and then a semicircle kind of on the south end is gonna be probably the best plan. Actually, I'm not sure which one's faster, the wide turns or backing up. That seemed pretty quick. Anyway, thinking about the end rows, I think we will actually, if we start along the west edge of the field and kind of plant the end rows there, and then just head up north around the edge, then we'll stop kind of when it gets to the circle part up there. Maybe we should start on the east end. I think we'll start on the east end, because that's the straighter rows. Yeah, that's what we said we're gonna do. Start on the east end, head north, and then we'll circle around the field. I guess we will do a circle. I think that'll be the easiest way to set the boundary and initially start the end rows. And then we can straighten up the end rows after that. I think that's the plan. That's a good plan. I like watching dirt, that's pretty. You know, I wish they had an option for dust for particles. That is probably the biggest realism factor left in the game that does not feel like real life. In real life, I'm used to, you know, seeing dust slowly drift across, you know, almost the entire length of the field, or depending on how big the field is, but it certainly goes more than 1 feet, 2 feet before it dissipates like that. That just does not feel real. suppose we can turn this into one of the passes around the edge of the field. That's back up here. Sure would be easier without having to worry about a fence all the time. But then we couldn't use this as a pasture. Which I'm sure that's what we do. Why else would you not put a, why else would you put a fence there, right? It's gotta be a pasture. Otherwise the fence would be stupid, wouldn't it? I don't know. There's not a lot of fences in Illinois around fields. The only time there is when you see livestock in the fields. So that's what I'm used to. And we'll just continue this and do first end row over here. I could have gotten a little bit more of that in the row, I think. Break a little too hard there. Still no sign of rain. That is a very good thing. Maybe we'll get lucky today. We could really use a break. I tell you what. If it doesn't rain, we could actually probably finish all the planting today. Let's just go over our tracks here. Get where we drove over. Finish this up. I'm gonna run to field 30 real quick, just to make sure that my brain isn't playing tricks on me again, and that it is actually cultivated, and that it is ready to plant. Because I don't want to make this mistake again. And we are done. And let's wait for that turn. We already made that mistake once. This field is... Let's drive down just to make sure this is cultivated. And I'm going to drop this cultivator somewhere in the open, just so I remember to put it away and not leave it here, because then in the fall I will not remember where I put it. Let's drop it right. This looks good. What do you think? I think it looks great. Alright, back to planting. Here we go. Which field? I really want to plant corn, but I think we need to plant the wheat first in case it rains. Might not get another chance this spring to plant wheat. Or barley. No, barley. It's barley. I could maybe do one barley and one canola. Just in case. I want to make sure I have enough, what is that, protein for the piggies. Oops. Darn it. Yeah, I think that's the protein category. Canola and sunflower and... Oh. Mr. Time Waster. Can't drive straight. So, wheat and 15 5 and 4. I think we could actually do like 2 of these fields then. The equal parts, I think we should do these all canola. One of them corn. Okay, we have a new plan. No, we don't have a new plan. Let's stick to the original plan. I think we might actually be short on soybeans if I do this, but I also don't want to be short on straw. And that is not backed up. That should be a little better. Just gotta raise it. Oh, almost didn't swap. Okay, stick with the plan. We will do barley, right? Right? Barley? Yeah, let's do it. And then we did say we were going to start with the end row over here. So let's start with that. Why is it not turning on? Is there a PTO with this one? There is. Of course there is. Vacuum pump. And let's plant some barley. When we get over to the straight rows here, we will turn on the GPS so that we can have some reference point for what is straight relative to the longest rows of this field. And right about now, I think is a good place to stop. So GPS, you want to work with auto, like new. You want, I think, maybe curved slightly to the right, just to make sure we get those all the way to the edge, and we can take away the lines. Let's put it on GPS, set this good path. Oh, don't think, well, that's fine. We'll just continue this straight and we will get the rest of that later. I think that's the best plan for now. We'll come back and get that. We'll finish the rest of the end rows here. Give us something to turn around on. And like I already planned, I think we'll just drive around the field. I think that'll be easier. Since I'm not sure quite where it'll stop on this curve at the end here. Probably about there, but actually I changed my mind. We're gonna stop right here. That looks like a good place to stop the end rows. We just have to do the next set. Oops, wrong button. And let's do another set. This field is a lot trickier than anything we have in real life on our farm. Not all of our fields are square. There's a few that are rounded on just one edge. There's a, like an L-shaped field. But other than that, there's not really any, certainly not anything this bad, curving all over the place. Some ridiculous shape. And let's square this up actually. So we will square that up there. At some point we're gonna have to do another set of end rows, but let's not worry about that right now. Let's turn around first. We'll finish those up later. Wrong way. There we go. I think that works out nicely. Alright, let's just stop there. And we will do that other end row like I said. Generally like to do this like in real life where we plant down and back on the end rows. Even though most of these fields there's a little bit of extra grass you can turn around on. This seeder is not very wide at all. On the 6-meter seeder, the corn planter, might actually be able to get away with planting just down and back once. It's basically twice this width. And with the extra grass to turn around on, I think that might work out nicely. Let's take that up now. That's kind of an odd shape, that's just why I continued on there. But I think that'll stop for now. We will go back kind of somewhat squared up. Drop. Let's drop it right there. Yeah, that's good. Not really squared up as much as I would like, but should be good enough. It's really, I don't think we could square it up too much more based on that massive curve we had to go around. Is it starting to get darker, or is it just because I am over here in the shadow? I'm scared to look at the sky. It's still blue over that way. Let's look that way. Still blue. Still blue skies. Still doing pretty good. I'll flip a U-turn here. Actually, I'm not sure if we are over enough. Yeah, we're not. Let's go forward and back. This should be the last. Is this the last of the end rows or not? No, we started down here, so technically we should do one more if I keep with my down, up, but let's stick with just 9 meters of end rows down here, and we'll see how that takes us. If we need to do more, it's not enough room to turn around on, we'll do another pass, but we'll start with this. Still looking good in the sky. Give ourselves enough of a good turn there. I still went in straight. Just barely wider than the tractor. I love the deflation. That is a nice touch that they added this year. Just about done with this field number 29, and still just a few clouds in the sky. No sign of rain yet. Maybe the weatherman was wrong. Maybe that storm front got delayed. We certainly need it. finishing up these short rows over here. I'm beginning to think that forecast is wrong. Unless it's going to blow in really, really fast here. And that should do it. Now, that's kind of sloppy. Right there on the edge. Let's just get that last little bit. Alright, and away we go. I think we'll finish all the barley today. It's a short jaunt over here. This is going to be kind of scary to get the combine in. I think I checked over on the north side there, and there is not a better way in this field than right down here. Or maybe, you know what? I didn't look all the way over here. Is this just another path to the water? Yeah, that's not a field entrance. That's not gonna work. Let's just start, since we're here on this edge, start with these end rows. How's that sound? Nope, don't want GPS. Actually, based on the steepness of that hill, I think that it would probably be better to back up. And we'll just do another one down. Yeah, I like that better. And then we will need to, this field's kind of diagonal, right? Yeah, it's diagonal. So we will do, let's do a pass along the edge and just see how it looks. Figure out how, oh my goodness, how are we gonna do GPS on this one? Is the other side a little bit straighter? Not really. My goodness. This field's a nightmare. We'll just do curved end rows, I guess. And we'll do another pass here along the edge. I think we're going to have to run out some short rows here, so we'll need some room to turn around over here on this edge. The thing's a darn circle. We're gonna have some short rows on both sides of this field. Actually, I probably should have angled it. I think that probably would have been a better plan. So a few more of these and then we'll be straight, pretty straight. Until 5 seconds later when we get to the other side of the field and we're on the short rows again. Still no update in the forecast. Not sure when we can get word on that from the weatherman, but got all of the barley and wheat planted for this season. Let's get this planter back to the farm. I think we'll do the same with the cedar. We'll leave it here because it's not the final resting place, but I don't want to stash them away in a shed somewhere and forget that I put it over here. And then next season we will not remember where it was. And finally, back at this field for who knows how many times, but we finally get to plant some corn. Ugh, dirty windows are disgusting. And let's attach and get the PTO. We'll unfold you. There we go. Looks nice and beautiful. Alright, let's figure out how we are going to plant this field. Just like we cultivated it. So north and south will be the end rows. It's longer east-west. That will be the length. We will turn on our planner here, and I think we are basically lined up to do some end rows. So we will lower. Okay, we are on corn. That is what we want. Just double checking. And let's go. 8 miles an hour is really fast for corn. 5 or 6 is a little bit more true to life, at least for our planter. Alright, we will raise. And what's gonna be? Should we just back this up? It's not that long to back up. I think we'll just back this up the whole way. That's easier than turning around into the tree over there. And that looks pretty good. We should really be using a marker if we're not on GPS yet. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Let's lower and get some inrows down. Oh, that's right. This one's the curve, so we will have to. I think we'll follow this curve for maybe one pass. Yeah, we'll follow it for one pass. That does it for field 28. We were able to finish, and still very few clouds in the sky. I am really beginning to think that the forecast was wrong again, and we just lucked out. I did not imagine we would get this far today. That's incredible. We got all these fields planted on the east. We still have another field of corn to plant over there on the west. I think we lucked out with enough time that we can actually buy another field. I think we gotta have 2 cornfields and 1 soybean field, because if you look at the pig mix, it is 50% corn. Right now we have like 75% of the crops planted as wheat and barley. So we kind of mess that up. We need to plant a lot more corn. Really, if we can buy field 11 and 24 are going to be pricey, but I really think we need to just take out a huge loan, buy one of those for corn, and do 25, 23 soybeans. I don't think we're going to be able to make it otherwise. Well, I think that about does it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumb and subscribe if you enjoy. And please feel free to leave comments. I love hearing from people about different purchase decisions and what fields to buy, and especially tell me if I'm doing something wrong, not true to real life, because I do enjoy playing real life. It's if I'm not doing something right, it's just because I probably don't farm that crop in real life, so I don't know. So please tell me. Other than that, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.